So the first part of the local visibility trifecta is what I like to do is start out with updating your Google business profile and optimizing that as best as possible. So before you're able to update it, obviously you need one. If you don't have a Google business profile or you haven't claimed it yet, I'll post some links in the description of this module, and you can go through that. Google has some good directions on how to do that, and feel free to reach out if you need help. I know most people already have one, so I'm going to start with assuming you have a Google business profile set up. And once you do, if you just Google your own business name, so I'm going to do mine, for example, it'll pop up as long as you're logged into the Google account that you use to edit this profile. It'll pop up with the options on updating. You can also go to business.google.com. It's basically the same thing. It's just a different editing screen. So either way you do it, what I like to do is just start up here with edit profile and just go down the list and edit everything you possibly can. So business name. So for this, you want to match it as best as possible across all of your online listings. If you have any different names or address or phone number on different listing sites, it can cause some confusion, and it'll make it a little harder for your business to be found. So try to update that on everywhere you can, like your website, your Google listing, your what's that site called? Yelp, sites like that. Everything you have your business listed on, you want to keep it as consistent as possible. So update that, click save. Business category. So this is super important as well. You want to choose your primary category that best matches what your business does. So the closest to what I do is marketing agency, which is pretty accurate, I guess. Say you're a plumber, you would pick plumber. There's some that get a little tricky. Like I was working with a pet sitter recently, so pet sitter's on there. So yeah, just pick what best matches your business, and then add as many additional categories as you can. I've actually heard mixed things on this. Some people say don't add that many; it can confuse Google. Some say add as many as you can. But I think the main idea is add as many as you can that directly match your service offerings. So I also do marketing consulting, and there really weren't that many more categories for what I do. I mean, I could pick like advertising agency, but I really try to help people without ads. I just don't like running ads. So I'm not going to pick that because it could confuse people into thinking I help with that and that sort of thing. But for this pet sitter example, there weren't any additional categories when I added this for my client. But as I started updating the business profile and getting her some reviews and that sort of thing, it actually pulled in automatically some additional categories like dog walking and some things like that. So that's just a benefit of updating this as best as you possibly can. Now, the description is pretty important too. Mine actually needs some work. I don't practice what I preach or what I do for my clients, but I'll show you real quick how to update this real easily using ChatGPT or something. So I'll just take my existing description. You can even use Google AI now, which is probably easier than using ChatGPT. Premier marketing agencies, the ultimate partner for ambitious small business seeking effortless growth. That sounds too, I don't know. I don't like that. So I'm going to go to ChatGPT and I'm going to say, create a new Google business profile description for my agency. Then I'm going to say, use a friendly tone and use best practices for writing high converting Google business profile descriptions. Here's my existing description for reference. And then you can just paste that there, and you can even say, and to do enter in ChatGPT, you hold shift and press enter. If you hit enter, it's going to submit it. But I want to feed it all this information before I submit it. So I'm pressing shift enter. And then I'm going to say, here's my website for reference. And it can actually scan your website and grab in some additional information that you may forget to tell it. So I'll take systemmesh.com. I'm just going to copy that, paste it here, and then hit enter. So here's an optimized Google Business Profile. Now, I've heard don't use emojis in your Google Business Profile, so I'm probably going to leave that out. I'll copy this, and I'll go back here. Let's try again in Google and just see what they say. Let's see. So unlock your business's growth potential with System Mesh. I'll go back to ChatGPT and just copy the rest. Well, let me read it first. System Mesh, we specialize in making small business marketing simple, effective, and results driven. We get it. As a small business, you need marketing that's easy to understand, personalized, and most importantly, works. Blah, blah, blah. I kind of like that, so I'm just going to keep it as is. It was better than what I had before. I'll paste that on a new line. I don't know if... Oh, that's another thing. Google limits 750 characters. So let me tell ChatGPT, limit it to 750 characters. Now, I'm going to show you something. A lot of times I didn't know how to count. So if I tell it that, it actually did a decent job that time. Sometimes you got to tell it you have to count spaces and punctuation, or tell it limit to 600 characters because it'll go over. So that's just a little tip if it does that to you. Effortless growth with System Mesh, the small business marketing agency. I think I like that better than what it gave me before. So I'll start with that. This mesh is dedicated to making marketing simple, effective, results driven. And we'll just go with that for now. But that should give you an idea of how to go through this, come up with a decent description, that sort of thing. I'm going to close out of this AI. I'm going to save this. And then it'll just show you your edit that you made. And Google has to review it and approve it. As long as it's not something crazy and it actually goes with your business, it'll get approved. You can add an opening date. That helps, especially for older businesses that have been in business for a while, because Google will say in business for 20 years or that sort of thing. I guess I can add mine. I didn't add it because mine's pretty new, and I didn't want to seem like the new kid on the block. But anyway, add your phone number, add your website, definitely. If you have multiple versions of your website or a certain landing page or something that's tweaked for higher conversions, I would go ahead and put that here. But that's actually in the next module, is updating your website and optimizing it for conversion. So yeah, just put your best website there. Put all your social profiles that you have. Google will show that on here as well, like when you scroll down. So that any little bit helps. Business location. I have a service business, so I just put in a bunch of service areas that that are near me. If you have an actual address, that'll help with customers looking for like near me searches and that sort of thing. Put in all your business hours and make sure this matches other websites as well. You don't want to cause any confusion. Then Google's going to say, well, this business doesn't know what they're doing, so we're not going to show them as easily to people. You can add special hours for like holidays and stuff. And all of these. So fill out any of these if it applies. All this stuff at the bottom is kind of just not, it's just random little details and that sort of thing. If you offer online appointments, you can select that and you can upload booking links and that sort of thing. But that's the main thing on this screen. And then from there, you want to move on to photos. And if you go to manage your photos, oh, here it is. It's right there in front of my face. There's a cover photo and a logo photo. I probably need to update my logo. That was when I was focusing a lot on the AI side of things. But make sure you add a cover photo, a logo, and then anything else pertaining to your business. If you have an actual office, Google likes to see pictures of your office from the outside, the inside, pictures of people at work, that sort of thing. So make sure you add pictures, and make sure you add pictures regularly. So anytime you do a job for a customer, if it's something you can take a picture of, upload that in here. Google likes to see you keeping track of your business. Let's see, performance. This will just show you kind of how many people have viewed your profile recently, how many calls you got, bookings, website clicks, that sort of thing. Won't go get into advertising. That's if you want to run Google ads. Products. This could work well for certain businesses. If you have, like I put a free trial on here. I put Google review stuff on here. I probably need to update some of these, but that'll help people see what you actually offer. The edit services. This is so this is something different from the secondary services that were in the edit profile screen. And you can add custom services if there's something that directly relates to what you do. I don't know why mine says telemarketing. I'm going to take that off. Sometimes Google will go in and add stuff automatically based on what they think you do. So be sure to log in every now and then and keep track of some of those. So, see, I'm not going to fool with this too much right now, but if you can think of something to add here, go ahead and do that. Got that updated. Oh, and you can add different prices and descriptions for each of these services too, which is, I would recommend filling that out if you can. So bookings, you can add a link for people to book on your website. And what that does, it's not showing for me because I think I'm the business owner, but it'll have another link up here that says book, and it'll bring people directly to your calendar link. Q&A. Now, this is something that customers can ask, or you can fill in yourself. So if you know customers call a lot and ask certain questions, you can just click on here, ask a question like, what are your starting prices, or something like that. And then you can add an answer to that question. And then that shows up down here in your profile. So adding updates, this is something you should probably do every week or so just to show Google that you're updating things. So adding an update here is kind of like a Facebook post. So you can add a picture, a description, and a call to action button. You can also do an offer, like if you have a special Black Friday deal coming up or something like that, you can fill that in here. The event, if you have an event coming up, you can put that in here and it'll show up on your Google profile. So a cool thing about High Level and System Mesh, which is my white label version of High Level, is it has a social planner where you can post to, let me pull up my account real quick. So you can actually create a social media post across all of your social accounts. So I can post to my Google business profile, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, all from one dashboard. So anytime you do a Facebook post, you can just come in here and say add it to Google as well at the same time. So you're not having to go multiple places each time you post something. That's pretty much it for this actual setup of the Google page. You're also going to want to ask for reviews regularly. This is where you can get the link from. But I'm going to go over that in the third module of this course because I have some pretty cool things around that can automate it completely and that sort of thing. So that's the basics to optimizing the Google Business Profile. Hope that helps. If you have any questions on it, go ahead and reach out, ask in the group, whatever it may be.